Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Leap Life. I created this channel to help future owners of the Leapmotor C10 help them make the decision whether this car is right for them, but also to share helpful tips, tricks, and just general helpful videos in how to work the car and what life is like with the car. So this car is quite new to the UK. I've not seen many on the road, so it might be good to start like a vlogging lifestyle video series of the car, so which I hope everyone finds helpful. So before we get into it, it's kind of important to set the scene of how I kind of got here. So this is my current car, it's the Jaguar XE 2016, 2 litre diesel. I bought this back in 2022 in October, and yeah, it's been great for me, and I love driving it, and it's a really nice looking car. But as my family kind of grew, I started with one, then I had another, and with a third on the way now, it's become pretty much impossible to get three car seats in this car. So yeah, I think it was time to kind of change the car anyway, and naturally, I was thinking about what sort of car do I get into, and what does that look like. The good thing about the Jag was that it had a onboard trip computer that records your data in terms of what journeys you do and how long you do it for. And I'm starting to think that diesel's probably not for me for my next car, only because my journeys are pretty short. Like, so I've uploaded the trip data into ChatGPT, so got that to analyze what sort of journeys I do and basically what sort of driver am I, and ultimately am I better going for a petrol diesel car, or should I probably look at something different like an EV or a hybrid? So upload the data into ChatGPT and let that do its magic. And the results were quite revealing. It pretty much showed me that my journeys are very short on average, especially with the school runs, and the cost per mile I can save so much by going EV, like almost 90%. So that for me was a bit of a no-brainer in terms of if I am going for like a new car, maybe EV is the way forward, especially with the driving that I'm doing. In terms of getting the EV, it really came down to do I go for a brand new one or do I go for something used, maybe 3, 4 years old? And I just had to look at my old car to kind of compare. So the Jag I bought in October 2022 for about 11K, which was very expensive at the time, is when the car market crashed and because of COVID, and I bought it at a much inflated price. And the resale value now is probably the true resale value is about 4 grand. So plus if you add up all the costs that went into maintaining the car, you're looking about 250 quid a month, which is quite high for a pretty old car. So it got me thinking about maybe I'll go for a lease deal on the next car for about 250 a month. In terms of getting a new car, there were some non-negotiables that I needed in terms of what I wanted in that new car. And one of the main ones was that it needs to be a family car, like it needs to be some sort of SUV, crossover, or people carrier. It needed to have the latest tech inside in terms of like nav, smart features, maybe some lane keeping assist and automatic cruise control, and obviously the most importantly is the car seats.
If I buy a car, I must buy one with a pussy magnet.
He means a car that women will like.
Yes, but where you keep this magnet?
I mean, that would be nice, but So really, that the only car that met that bill was the Tesla Model Y. This is the car that we test drove, and yeah, it was great. It was really, really fast, really high tech, really great space. Almost, the car seats didn't fit exactly at the back, and there wasn't that much space once you fit the two in. So three might be a stretch, but overall the car was great, and if I could get into one, I would. Issue was it was quite expensive, and also just the Tesla brand itself is not exactly the best thing to get into right now for obvious reasons. Right, so I know the type of car I want. I know what my monthly budget should be. I did the usual thing by going onto something like leasing.com, and I started having a look at what sort of cars were in budget and what sort of cars kind of met the bill in terms of what I was looking for. And you had your usual suspects, Nissan Qashqai's, Kia Sorento, I think it's called, and there's all these other brands as well called like JQ and Amoda. I think they're like these Chinese brands that have come to the UK, and I did get a chance to test drive them, and the cars were great. Um, and I just thought at this time I was looking quite passively, so just waiting for something like a really good deal to come along, and that's when I was thinking of ordering it. And I needed the car in November, so I was in no rush. I then met up with a friend who told me about one of his friends that got a new car on leasing.com called a Leapmotor C10 for about £160, which pretty much was exactly what I needed. And the first thing I said was, "What the F is Leapmotor?" Like most people, this car was completely unknown, one of the Chinese brands that were coming to the UK. And, for £160 a month, I had to look at it and see what the car was all about. So yeah, that's what I did. I went to one of the showrooms and went to go see one and test drove it, and the car was actually really good. This is a short video of what the car kind of looks like, and this is the actual color that I've gone for, which is the base color. But yeah, it kind of met the bill. It had the latest tech. It was plenty roomy. The inside was like massive. There's loads of car seat space, and it was actual vehicle as well, and it had a decent amount of range. But yeah, it was generally surprised by the car, and it drove well too. So by the time I actually went to go look at ordering the car, that deal of 160 a month basically disappeared. It was like a one-off that Leapmotor were doing to kind of get these cars into the UK. I think when I was looking at the prices, they were coming in over 300, and then leasing.com actually had a good offer for a 2 year for about 277. And once I had that, I was on the phone with all the dealers around the local area and getting them to compete with each other and trying to get the best deal. Ultimately, what I was looking for was something close to that monthly cost that I was running on my Jag, and I thought if I can get close to that, then potentially that might be one that I might go for. And then Stellantis in Birmingham came back to me with a 36-month offer for about 249 a month, and that was it. I just thought that's a good price. The car was going to be delivered in November, just kind of when I needed it, and yeah, took the leap of faith and ordered it, and that's it. Got the confirmation, and then Stellantis sent me like a video to say the order's been done. So yeah, that's the story. Car gets delivered in November, and hopefully I'll make a few more videos in terms of getting the charger set up and maybe a walkthrough of the car. But yeah, it's the channel is open ended in terms of what I'll be uploading, but generally it's videos to kind of help people with making that decision, but also learning about the car as well. So you know, this is my first time out on YouTube doing these kind of videos. So yeah, quite new to video editing and uploading. So hopefully I'll be able to get a good schedule of videos. But really and truly, the main thing is
I'm on the edge. Stress that. Everyone needs to be kind to me.